everyone. I am Parvathy Suresh, a grade 12 student at Delhi Public School, Bangalore East, and it is my privilege to welcome both of you for the special session hosted by EDU TV. We are honored to have with us today Mr. Ajay Singh, Principal, Scindia School, Gwalior, and Professor Anirban Ghosh, Associate Dean at JAGSoM, Vijaybhoomi University. Thank you, sir, for joining us in this lovely session today.
Thank you, Parvathy.
Thank you, Parvathy.
I would like to start the discussion. The first question is to Mr. Ajay Singh, sir. Sir, how do you see the value of pathway and twinning programs in opening global opportunities for students?
Well, if we look at into the context of the question and the amount of and the value of preparedness, then we connect the Pathways program in its entirety. So what happens when we look at the curriculums which are in India, especially the national curriculums, the state boards, and our children going abroad with the intent to study there. So somehow we find there has been an amount of a gap which our students really catch up when they go there. It may take some 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So these pathway programs are actually acting as a bridge course, right? It's essentially, if you look at mainly the language, the skills, and of course, the bridging of what it is required to approach the course like in when you move to the offshores for your undergrad programs and the grad programs. So I think there is value in it, or else you will have to have something imbibed in your curriculums where you can have some sort of a research oriented program. Children learn to write the research skills or research papers, or do some argumentative kind of an essay. Now, these are skills which they need to incorporate in the current program, which I find slightly challenging across schools. Some schools may be able to do it, but not all schools. So there is value in these pathway programs, what I believe in. It can help the students.
Okay. So what kind of research or essays do you offer for your students, if I could know?
Great. So at Scindia, what we have done is, it's a school which is on a fort, right? A unique school on a 6th century fort. And we are 128-year-old institution steeped in history. So when students are here, we have a very powerful program called the Fort Biosphere, where we have converted a 15,000 square meter area into a wild meadow. The whole concept is we have replaced the entire invasive plants, essentially the invasive trees, which were sapping water, which is so important to us on a 300 feet high fort, and gradually planted, the native grasses of around 80 varieties. Now these grasses have grown up. In the summers, they just appear as if they're dead, but the first sign of rainfall and they all spring to life. But this is not the important part. The important part is these grasses have to break the rocks, because this is the rocky surface, the fort, right? So they have to break the rocks to really root themselves. And now, after consistent 2 years of research, we have found they're the best source of carbon sink. Now, this is the program which we are running, right? Now, students who are doing it have started their own research in terms of water conservation, in terms of rewilding, and they have started writing based on the data available on campus, right? So one of the papers actually has got published, and this student has got an offer from the universities. So the value of doing a research which is really comprehensive, real time, related to climate, I mean, it should have some real time value, real life situation, adds value. So this is one way of what we are trying to do. There are other ways also where people are doing. One of our kids right now has developed last year has developed the drone, which is able to carry an 80 kg payload of a human being. And he flew it when Dr. S. Somnath was the chief guest last year. So Dr. S. Somnath got very fascinated. He has, accepted a proposal for this boy. This boy has been given an unconditional offer by university outside when we send these papers. So this is what projects and, essays and, project papers are adding value to their admissions. So that's the skill which you want our children to have.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. I think as a student myself, it's really fascinating for us to know what's happening around us. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insights. My next question is to Professor Anirban, sir. Sir, could you share how such models are adopted at your university and how do you apply them for the students?
So, firstly, Parvati, this pathway question which you asked is a very, very important question. See, generally, I feel these pathways gives lot of clarity and direction to the student if the pathways are very, very structured manner done. Okay, and then it also gives a very continuous skill development process with the students. It gives motivation. It sets a milestone for the students also with all the distractions you guys have right away, right? It emphasizes on internship, it emphasizes on research, as our principal sir, Mr. Singh said, and it also gives you an alignment with the career objective. Okay. One more important thing it does, the pathway, is the interdisciplinary exposure and flexibility. Okay, these are the couple of things which I just mentioned to you. Are the benefits of a structured pathway. Yes, we have a lot of pathways over here. We have in our BBA curriculum, primarily, if you see, we have got Cage Business School, who's a part of our partnership here, and they have pathways. For example, 2 years you can study in Vijaybhoomi University, Karjat, the international curriculum, and then you can go to France and complete your BBA there in 2 years. You can complete 3 years as per the NEP, National Education Policy 2020. You can complete 3 years here, the entire BBA with the international curriculum, and then go to France for 2 years of masters there. Okay, so these are the pathways which you can select from the beginning of your UG program.
So it will help parents to make up their mind whether a student can go after 2 years or not. He's mature enough. The student can take their responsibility in a different country, apart from a family. This option will help parent to decide that also. Second, it is cost effective. It is really cost effective. It is equivalent to studying in any college in India. If we are taking, if a student is taking articulation from Kedge Mumbai to Kedge France, it won't be heavy on parents' pockets. And the student will get 2 years degree as well. Yeah? Yes, sir. Over to you.
Yeah. So I'll continue where I was talking about. Yeah. So this pathway. So primarily these pathways, as Shalini also mentioned, we have got Cage, we have got other international schools also. Sunny International School, Sunny International, pathway also is there. Is the similar kind of a pathway where students can study here 2 years and they can go to US and Sunny and study the remaining part of their academic career, right? So as I mentioned to you about a couple of points, that definitely helps. So it's definitely a good option right now. It's a very, very good option to be in the competitive scenario. It's a great option for any students to take any of these pathways. Over
Thank
to
you
you.
so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, for those words. I mean, as a 12th grader myself, I think it's very nice to have such exposure with such people and allow myself to get this knowledge. So thank you so much. It adds a lot of value to me too, myself.
Yep.
Thank you all for your insightful perspectives. And I would like to conclude by thanking my school principal, Dr. Manila Carvalho, for this opportunity, and EduTV founder, Mr. Pranav sir and Ms. Tanya ma'am, for letting me host this session. And thank you, of course, to all the guests today for your valuable time and words.
Thank you, Parvathy, and God bless. And thank you, all my esteemed colleagues here.
Thank you so much, Parvati.